Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, both ironic and somewhat pitiful to say the least. First from Royce, a clip made the rounds on Twitter that shows the rapper explain how association with Eminem and Dre transformed his rap career. Let's spark reactions accordingly, more on this in a bit. And we also have more that shows how much things have changed since Mac Miller passed. A viral meme meant to highlight the double standards on Twitter in regards to Eminem and Mac Miller has now sparked huge debates that's seen a lot of twists and turns, goalposts moved across dimensions, and more, as many on Twitter scramble to justify their double standards and hypocrisy. And in this one today, we'll be going back to when Cardi B exposed these frauds on Twitter. More on this in a bit. So Rock the Bells recently shared this from Royce. Royce the 5'9" story about reshopping the same demo to the same labels after his work with Dr. Dre and Eminem became known is the perfect summation of the clout chasing that goes on in this business. As you'd seen a bit, this goes far beyond the music business. It happens even in social settings. As soon as people find out who you're associated with, in this case, Royce explained how things changed with the same labels he met prior to working with Dre and Eminem, how things changed up after they found out that he did some work on 2001 with Dre and with Eminem on the Slim Shady LP. Check it out.
And once all of the labels found out, that I was out there working with Dre and Marshall and just kind of like a part of that team, all of them wanted to meet with me again.
Of course.
They wanted to do a follow-up meeting with me, and I'm all excited. So I go and I sit down with Tommy Boy and I played them. Elliot, I want you to listen to me closely, my brother. I played them the exact same demo.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't change not one line. I didn't add one song. The exact same demo that they passed on, I played it for them, and they acted like it was the greatest thing that they have ever heard in their lives. And they gave me $1 million.
And now some have reacted. Roy should have said to Tommy Boy Records, go F yourselves. The cheek on them to change their freaking tune because he was with Eminem and Dre at that particular time. Royce was the same person before the success, so they was not riding his coattail. Now that's shady. Of course, show business is where you find peak clout chasing, but like I pointed out before, this is pretty much a staple in society in general. It was the same for Eminem on White America, he even stated, and kids flipped when they knew I was produced by Dre. It was the same reason 50 Cent pushed the sign to Eminem and Dre.
I don't think you sell 13 million records without Eminem.
Association can be the difference between huge success and utter failure, even with the same project like Royce highlighted. Even for Kendrick, Dr. Dre did not produce a single track on Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid Mad City, but all the mainstream had to hear was that he was with Dr. Dre. Moving on to the next point today, a meme meant to highlight the hypocrisy on platforms like Twitter just went viral a few hours ago. Over 150,000 likes right now that goes Eminem being white versus Mac Miller being white. The meme format is meant to highlight a double standard. Topless Rick Ross and Lizzo. For Rick Ross, it's put a shirt on, dude. For Lizzo, it's empowering. And this has sparked huge debates already. Some spins so hard, it struggled to keep your bearings. Check this out. Mac Miller understood and was part of the culture, and Eminem benefited from the culture, but never became it. And while I'm lost for words, some took the time. This doesn't make sense, how I'm not a part of it when he the only white rapper to have a Soul Train award, when he has a record label full of black rap artists, when he gave rise to other black artists like 50 Cent. How can he not be a part of it doing all of this? Did Mac even do this? And boy, there's some peak irony I've got saved up for later in regards to Mac Miller's newly found respect on social media. It's quite sickening when you think about it. More mental gymnastics followed. Eminem is a white rapper, Mac Miller is a rapper that happens to be white. Is the difference? Laughing emojis. More, nobody's listened to Eminem since 2010. That got some dropping stats. Can't believe this is even a discussion. I come through the popular replies looking for something grounded, but boy, check out this exchange. For me, Mac is just a lot more charismatic and entertaining. Eminem also just shown no progression for me, and lately has not been relevant in my playlist or mind. He was a good artist, but now he's struggling and relying on white listeners to F with him still. Everything was going well but they just had to slip in made up mumbo jumbo in these takes, relying on white listeners? To which a user responds, struggling and relying on white listeners? 1. Y'all need to stop with this ish. White people aren't the only people listening to Eminem. 2. He's literally a freaking millionaire. Why would he need to rely on anyone? 3. If he was struggling, he would be putting out albums every month. Now here's the irony of it all. It's the same pattern. They only love you when you're gone. These frauds, who only started to respect Mac Miller after he passed, were even exposed by Cardi B when she had enough of people attacking her for that Grammy win. Check it out, his family didn't have no mean energy, so why you? I hate when y'all make hate tweets like this go viral, but where was the love when y'all bullied him for months on this app and he was crying out for help, making fun of him when he crashed his car? Y'all don't care till somebody's gone. Cardi literally pulled up receipts to a thread on this, and when we covered this story back then, we found hundreds on Twitter were scrambling to delete their Mac Miller hate tweets after they got exposed. There's several examples, check this out. Remember when Mac Miller dropped his album the same night Astroworld dropped, and y'all was saying y'all hear something? Who still listens to him and tell him to keep it? We had a whole convo about it, and he literally told me if he died, people would act like they never said it. F y'all, RIP. This is why I said this behavior is sickening. Based on the reception I saw of Mac Miller when he was around, I never knew I'd see the day people would debate Mac versus Eminem, but here we are. The switch up is... wow. But over to you guys, share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and see you on the next one.